How's everything going today? It's Michael Devellano from Founders Pack. This is our November Ask Me Anything. And this month we have Ali Abbas, whose name I probably messed up. I messed up everybody's names, Ali.
You didn't mess up mine.
Oh, look at that. All right. So Ali is someone that I got to know initially through a friend of mine who was growing several SaaS companies. And Ali was the SEO expert. And for me, SEO has always been voodoo and craziness. And I've never really bought into it, but I saw the results that my friend was having with his SaaS company. And then I was at another company as a CTO, and we also brought in Ali. And it was very clear he had a very defined process to not just bring traffic, but to bring in qualified traffic that turned into customers. And so I thought, as part of our growth series, we would bring in Ali as the expert. Ali, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about who you are and what your company is, and then we can kind of dive in. And if we have any questions, I don't know, we'll see if we get to see people live or not. I'll add them up. But otherwise, I think we'll just let you present. We can kind of talk through what you have brought with you.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Ali Abbas, like Michael said. I have been doing SEO for about 8-ish years. I started in university, and then just working from job to job, I really saw the need for SEO. It was around 2016, 17. I launched my own course on SEO. So in total, I have 2 courses on SEO, which I launched back then. They became the highest rated SEO courses on Udemy, which helped me get into a bigger agency in Toronto. Worked in SEO for about 5 years there, and then I started doing my own consulting in about 2020. The company kind of just grew through organic referrals. We until October of last year when I went full time. So I left my previous job, started consulting full time. Right now we have around 10 clients, about 8 people on the team. I think we have a lot of good processes, good systems in place, which I'd be happy to share on this call with anyone who's interested.
Amazing. And what sort of businesses do you think this is relevant for, first of all?
I think any business that's looking to drive leads and traffic from search engines. So I'm going to keep it as broad as possible. Of course, as you might know, SEO is pretty different for different industries. Even if you're a local company, if you're an e-commerce company, if you're a SaaS company, you apply different types of SEO. So I'm going to try my best to generalize what I'm going to share today so that it impacts the most amount of people.
Cool. And then I guess one thing we should touch on is, what's the future of SEO? And I don't know if we want to do that now or after, but I think, there's some questions like with, there's a advent in the last 12 months of like chat-based tools. And I think the thing that gets my attention is, well, it doesn't require any websites, right? Like I can get answers without looking and reading someone's site, which is kind of the core of SEO in a lot of ways. So I'm curious what your viewpoint on that is.
Yeah, for sure. So search engines in general, search behavior in general is always changing. So when search engines first began, they were basically, and I'm talking about like 1980s, 90s, when search engines really started to pop up. They were only looking at keywords back then. And then search engines changed again in the 1990s, 200s when Google came into existence, and they brought in backlinks as a qualifier. Now more than ever before, Google is getting smarter. They're looking at expertise. They're better able to assess who are the dominating parties, who are the thought leaders within spaces, and they're valuing those people a lot more, as well as looking at user signals, how well a website performs online, how much time people spend on it, how much they scroll. So that was another change that happened with Google. Now what's happening is that I see the door open. You can go ahead and close if you want. Yeah. Yeah. So what's
door open, but he opens doors. He's a maniac. So.
No worries. So now what's happening is that Google is introducing even newer measures where they're kind of trying to do a lot of the work that was done before through generative AI. So that I imagine is going to take away a piece of traffic that does is looking for certain answers, Google is going to be assisting people a lot more. But then again, I still think a vast majority of people are still going to be using search engines. For me personally, I'm a heavy user of the internet, I guess. For me personally, I rarely ever use ChatGPT or any of these other sort of programs. I'm still adapting to. I'm still very much someone who searches things, and a lot of people that I've really spoken to, I ask them about, although it is like a very innovative sort of technology that's come into place, and I fully understand the impact of it, but when I do ask people around me how much they kind of use it, it's not it's I don't think it does overlap, but it doesn't really take too much away from what people are already searching for. So I do think that the market in general is going to contract a little bit, and it's going to be shaved away by these other tools. But I think there's still going to be a humongous amount of potential in search engines.
Cool. Okay, great. All right. So I think what you've prepared something that kind of talks about your strategy and how someone can employ some of your tactics either directly or indirectly. Do you
Yeah.
want to present that? Let's see if I can add this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it looks like I am sharing my screen, correct?
Yeah, you just have to
Okay.
pull the presentation up.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Unless you're sharing a tab, but
No, I think I'm sharing my entire screen. But yeah, I'll jump into it. So basically, what I wanted to,
or
yeah, let me actually.
where's your presentation? Is it on?
It's partly I wanted to just draw out how I run my business and just how
Okay,
SEO works in
try
general, and
again.
then I wanted to, yeah,
Make sure it's
yeah,
sharing the screen.
100%. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about in general. I think even when I get onto calls with even very professional, in the industry about 10, 20 years, people who are in the marketing field, I still feel as if when I walk them through exactly what we do as a company, there's still a lot of people who are unfamiliar with how SEO works and some of the different metrics and that sort of happen. So I think a lot of people in this group are founders. They either have a marketing department already, or they're gonna build a marketing department eventually. And part of that hiring process is gonna be someone who does SEO for them. So I want to kind of educate the founders in this chat about how SEO works, what you should be looking for, and then I'll run you through a little bit of an exercise you can do on your own, and then we can open up to questions and answers, Q&A.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see if hopefully the StreamYard brings them through, but I'll check the platforms too. Do you want to share your screen again and see if we can?
100%.
I'm having a technically fun day.
Right. So yeah, perfect. I'm assuming you can see my screen.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I wanted to just give a quick refresher about how SEO sort of works and just kind of demystify what the SEO process sort of looks like. So I'll just kind of start to sketch things out. And Michael, if any point you have questions, or you think your question, or you think your audience might have questions, you can maybe just jump in and ask me right then. Um, so yeah, I'll walk you through essentially my process. So the number one thing that when you're basically working with an SEO agency, or you want to start SEO, it really starts with an audit. So let's just say this nod is just an audit. So the first thing you want to do is you want to conduct an audit of your website. So this includes, you're looking at certain things. So you're looking at how well your website is performing technically. This will basically help help Google crawl your website better, because ultimately Google is just they're just search bots, and they go from link to link, and they crawl every single page on your website by basically looking at all of your pages and looking at the links on your pages and where they kind of lead. So you want to make sure that you're optimizing that journey, so that Google can actually crawl your entire website and get a lay of the foundation. So the first thing that happens is just a technical audit that we sort of run. Then you want to start looking at some of your competitors. So you're looking at your competitors, and you're looking at what keywords are working for them, what kind of content ideas are working for them. Do they have anything special like a calculator that's driving a lot of traffic? So all of this will get uncovered through the SEO audit. So you'll learn exactly what keywords are working, and so that you're not reinventing the wheel. You already know what kind of topics have a lot of demand and what kind of topics don't have a lot of demand. So that's why you're looking at a lot of your competitors. From there, what you're doing is, once you've kind of studied all of this, you're looking at your own analytics, and you're looking at your own analytics in terms of Google Search Console, Google Analytics. And basically what this will tell you is how to set goals. Basically, so if you have 200 organic traffic right now, maybe in 3 to 6 months you would want that to improve to like 400 or something like that. So this will help you set goals and a little bit of a roadmap. So once you have the goals and you have the roadmap in place, what you're going to do is you're going to start to execute, and you're going to start to actually do SEO to your website. So now this includes basically, so let's just say this is your site. There are a couple of key things that you would need to do. So firstly, when it comes to your technical, you're going to find maybe you need to start no indexing some pages. So I'm actually just going to so let's just say this is the technical file. So maybe this includes you start no indexing some of your pages because your website's too big, and it doesn't need to be so big because there's like replicable content. This might include you having to put certain tags on your website. So maybe your website isn't canonicalized, and you need to start doing that. This is lesser important than some of the other stuff that I'm going to cover, but it starts with usually technical, because we need to make sure that Google can read your website and they can actually crawl your website, and that's the only way you're really going to get indexed. So while we're working on this, now what we'll do is we'll start to do some on-page optimization. So let's just say on-page. So this is basically optimizing your pages that already exist. And the optimizations we would do is basically leveraging some of the keywords we got from your competitive research or just research in general. So this normally includes, sorry, there's a fly. So this normally includes some of your lower conversion pages. So let's say you have an email marketing software. So you would want to create, the email marketing software platform page where you're kind of talking about different features about your product, the different benefits that they can kind of reap, and you're basically mixing that with the keyword research you've kind of done, and you can gather a lot of that information from your competitors. So you're trying to get the best keywords onto the pages, onto your most important pages that already exist. So that would be probably step number 2, where you're kind of working through your website and adding the right keywords into the most important spots. And some of these most important spots include title tags, meta descriptions, there's body copy, and also you might be adding new sections to the site as a result of your competitive research. So that's probably step number 2. Now what you're going to start to do is you would want to start creating content. So let's just say you're targeting, what you would want to do is you based on your most important terms. So let's just say you have feature 1, which is it's like an email, it's like email warm up. So that's the first tool. So email, email.
So this is based upon the example of, let's say your product is a marketing automation software like Ops Plus or.
Exactly, yeah.
I get it. And so you're saying, okay, we're listing out the features because people are looking for those features.
Exactly. So those are your money pages. Yeah. So if I was to maybe even go to Mailshake. So this is a website, and you can see over here their features. Let's see if there's a drop down. Yeah, so they have the email automation tool, and then you can kind of go to this page, which kind of samples that. You have sorry, let me pick another website. Yeah, I can probably do send now. Yeah. So currently this this is one of the websites that I'm currently working on, and you can see over here they only have one feature right now, which is accessible, but email verifiers. So basically, this would be like one of their feature pages, and then obviously as they're working towards it, they're going to start to make other feature pages such as email warm up. email warm up, email deliverability. So they're going to come up with all these different features. And basically, what we do is we turn them into silos. So what I'm going to do now is that I want to find out everything that is relevant to email verifier. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to build a silo. So how you get pages to rank in modern times is by basically building a silo. So you have that first feature page, which let's just say is email verify now. What you're going to start to do is you want this page to rank because this is your conversion page. Basically, people are going to come over here and they're going to sign up to this tool, and this is where they're going to convert. But chances are the competition for this keyword is going to be extremely high. It's going to be extremely, like, email verifier is an extremely competitive keyword. So it's going to be an extremely competitive term for you to really for you to really go after. So what we need to do is we need to start building a silo around it. And this is where the content strategy comes in. So let's just say this is feature one, and this is an email verifier page. So what you're going to start to do is you're going to start to build supporting content around it. So you're going to start to say, you're going to start to build content, which is, what is an email verifier? What are the benefits of having an email verifier? What are the top email verifiers? How much does an email verifier cost? Pro tips about email verifiers. So you're going to build this content, once again, based on your competitive and keyword research. And essentially what's going to happen then is that this page becomes a lot more likely to rank. So now we have all these other features that this company is also going to have, and we're going to have a lot of content that is basically targeting relevant educational terms around them. And this is the only way a website which is that new is going to be able to rank for any of these more sort of competitive terms. The other thing that we're going to be doing is, once this content is, there's this one fly that just won't leave me alone.
My cat went to your house in Toronto. You probably get it, but
okay, it's because I probably have like a sugary drink right here. Yeah. One fly. But in any case, yeah. So you're building all of these sort of silos around your feature pages, and now this is gonna do a couple of different things. So this is gonna help you build topical relevance within this sort of space. So I want to build topical relevance within the email verifier space. So I want Google to know that I'm an authority figure within the space, and the way that you do it is by getting those relevant terms onto your website, by writing content on your website. So this is going to send a lot of trust signals to Google, because now, so it's going to send a lot of trust signals to Google that you know what you're talking about and that you are within this space. The other thing this is going to do is it's going to help you attract backlinks. So essentially what happens is that when you're building all of these content pieces, you're a lot more likely to get backlinks from blogs and educational content than you are to this page right here. Like, no one is really going to link to this page unless you go out of your way and you kind of pay them to sort of link to this page. There's no reason to really link to this page from another website. The reason why people give backlinks is because they're referencing some stat that they saw on another website, or they want to send their audience to learn more about something that they're talking about within their content. So it's normally what happens is you're going to attract a lot of backlinks from your supporting content, and essentially as long as you're interlinking it back to the feature page, this page's authority is also going to grow, because basically this page attracts a lot of links. So let's just say these are all links, and this is a content piece, and it attracts a lot of links. Now these links can go back to basically helping the authority of your feature page, making it more competitive and more likely to rank for these broader conversion type terms. So even if you're advertising, if you go for like an educational term such as what is an email verifier, that might only cost you $1 to advertise for on Google search. But if you were to go on Google and try to bid on email verifier software or email verifying tool, you might be paying $20 a click, because the people are a lot more closer to the conversion than they are when they're just doing research for it. So hence those terms tend to be a lot more competitive. So you're basically building out this content, which is a lot less competitive. It will help you build topical authority within the space, as well as help you attract backlinks, which this page would never attract. And you can basically funnel that authority back to this feature page. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then the other thing you're really doing within an SEO campaign is you're building links. So this is basically PR. Like I was saying before, nobody is really going to send this page a backlink. That's basically a backlink is when one website gives another website or puts another website's URL on their website. So basically, this is a backlink. So if I was to have a website, the SEObutton.com, and I give a backlink or I put their URL on one of my blogs, let's just say, hey, check out this email verifying tool. Basically, that's a backlink for Send Now. And as a result, Google considers that as a vote of confidence. And that's what really triggers you to rank higher. So the more of these people, the more authoritative websites that are linking to your website, the more likely you are to be ranked higher in search engines. So basically, the other thing you want to do is PR, because once again, no one's going to link to this website unless you reach out to them. So what we will start to do is we will start to send out, anywhere from 20 to 25 emails per week, basically reaching out to websites that are competitors already, that websites that already give our competitors a backlink. So if I was to, this is a tool, this is Ahrefs.
And sorry, just to confirm one thing, what you're saying is nobody's going to backlink to a feature page, but so you link it to a pillar page.
Yeah.
They will backlink to. And then thus you're providing authority to the feature pages?
Exactly. So the authority is basically flowing from other websites that are authoritative. They go to your blogs and then they get funneled through internal linking to your feature page. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, let's just come over here. Email verify tool. You can see over here, it's super hard to rank for. Yeah, traffic potential is huge. A lot of people are coming from the United States. And basically, this is giving me a chart of everyone who ranks in the United States. And so basically, what we'll do when we're trying to get backlinks for this page is we'll find similar pages to it, and we'll basically reach out to all of these domains. So all of these people have already given this tool a backlink. So basically, what this does is instead of us going to a billion websites that exist online, now we have a very neat list of maybe a couple thousand websites that we need to reach out to. And the thing here is that if they gave this tool a backlink, they're likely to give you a backlink as well, or at least it's open to negotiating. What you'll experience if you just send random emails to people is that it's very unlikely people respond. That's the number one thing. So basically, what this helps us do is it helps us understand which places are already giving it backlinks. We go through each one of the websites, and then we'll basically reach out to the ones that makes sense for our website. So you can see over here all the websites that are linking to this to that page, and now I can just reach out to any one of these people. And basically, what happens is, more often than not, we negotiate one of two things. We'll either negotiate a link insertion, so an LI, a link insertion, which is basically we go to them and we tell them, hey, you're linking to our competitor. We would love to also get a backlink on your website. And they'll come back with, hey, what are your ideas for this? And we'll just be like, you can either put our link in the blog, in one of your blogs, which is a link insertion, or we can give you a guest post. We would love to write you an article on your website. And usually with about 90% of them, if you incentivize them with cash, so payments, you are likely to get it. Now links, the cost of the link is basically depends on how authoritative the website is. So how much domain authority it already has, which is basically how many links does that website have. Link So yeah, referring domains right here. So how authoritative? So this is a measure from 0 to 100, and it basically tells you how authoritative a website is, and it's basically akin to how much does Google trust it. So you can see over here, the higher your a domain authority, the more traffic you're getting to your website, the more expensive the link is going to be. Normally you can get links for I average out about $100 per link. That's just an average. It varies a lot. But yeah, that's what you do. You basically reach out to them. You ask them to put your link into one of their existing blogs, or you ask them to write a guest post. So ask them if you can write a guest post on their website, and you basically pay them $100, $200 depending on how authoritative their website is, and they'll do that. And basically, within the guest post or the link, we're linking back directly to the feature page. Because once again, it's not going to track link otherwise. We have to like do PR for it to get backlinks. And yeah, that is basically how you do SEO now these days.
Okay, so just to recap, one, we start off with an audit to see where the site's at.
Mhm.
We're coming up with keyword research and content research, and then you're creating content pillars. So anyone that wants to do this for themselves, there's quite a bit of work involved, but they're really saying, like, don't just write random articles. You're saying we want to strategically write content that relates to traffic that you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then also being conscious of the fact that there's authority given to those articles from other websites.
Mhm.
And you're figuring that out with like tools. I think you mentioned Ahrefs, and what was the other one? Was there
Oh, there's tons. SEMrush, Moz. Yeah.
Moz. Okay. We do have a question. He says, is there a way to increase domain authority?
Yeah, so domain authority, you have to send backlinks to your website. So to your homepage, essentially. Um, that's the fastest way to do it. And then yeah, that's pretty much the only that's the fastest way to do it. Of course, there's other measures involved in it as well, such as how long your website's been live, how much content's on your website, certain user characteristics on your website. So domain authority is basically it exists because Google used to have something called PageRank. So Google used to provide you your domain or your page's authority. There used to be a plugin. You can download the plugin, and it's information coming directly from Google telling you how authoritative your page is. That doesn't exist anymore. So they removed PageRank. So as a result, all of these tools, they created their own version, which is called domain authority or page authority. And that's what you're basically seeing, and that measure is a compilation of all the things I just said, which is user signals like time on site, bounce rate, how much content's on your website, how long your website's been live. But really the biggest thing is backlinks going to your homepage. Good backlinks going to your homepage. So something that has a domain rating of 51, 70, 80, those will impact your domain rating a lot more than something that has only a domain rating of 9.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't. It's not just like any old link, basically. Do social media links help?
No. So there's two different types of links. So there's a do follow backlink, and then there's a no follow backlink. So all links are created do follow, which is basically when you put that link on your website, you're telling Google that yes, I'm putting this link on my website and I trust this website. It's not like a spammy website. I'm consciously putting this link on my website, and if you want to pass along authority to this website as a result of that, you can do so. So that's what a do follow backlink looks like. Now the thing is, there are certain websites you want to put, there are certain things you want to link on your website, or maybe a social media would want to link on their website, because to be honest with you, majority of the links being created on social media aren't being created by the social media themselves. They're being user generated. People are kind of posting it. So they are basically, as a result, they all have a no follow tag on it. So every link is a do follow until you put a no follow tag on it. So every link you post on social media, majority of the social medias, unless you consider Meetup a social media, because Meetup is a do follow link,
Oh,
but all the
really?
other ones. Pardon?
Why is Meetup a do follow?
I don't know.
It just
I
is interesting.
Yeah, it just is.
If you have, like, events and you're linking from those events
Yeah.
to your website, it gives you authority.
Law of diminishing returns. So every website is counted as one vote. So you can have multiple votes from one website. It's still only going to count as one website.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the second question was, so
Oh, can I just I
of
just
course,
want to
yeah,
add. So yeah, so with social media, since all the links are being user generated, those platforms don't empower people to be posting on scammy links, blah blah blah. Because what happens is that if you are consistently putting scammy links on your website, Google will punish your website. So really, if they were to make their links do follow, Google would basically stop indexing all their pages within like a day or something, because
Oh,
there's so much spammy links that are going on. And that's why you don't want to get links from spammy websites, because you get put in something called a bad neighborhood. And you also don't want to be giving out spammy links to other websites, because then you will get penalized.
very interesting. Wow. Okay. So I guess the question of, $100 per link, I guess it's all relative, right? Like, it's like, how many links give your site authority? What's the value of a given link? These are all probably the real question, but
Yeah.
what,
So there's actually, like, it depends on effort. So you can go on a whole bunch of these different websites and you can buy links. And essentially you can see over here. So there's certain metrics that they kind of all look at, right? So they're looking at the domain authority of the website that's giving you a backlink. They're looking at how many words are in the article that's giving you the website. And a whole bunch of just other things, such as, this one with the premium links, all the pages that are giving you a website, or the domains that are giving you a website, they all have traffic to that website, so it looks more legitimate. And you can see just like the cost over here. These are market rates. Of course, when you go directly to the source, like these guys are putting like a 200-300% margin
oh,
on
wow.
each one of these. Yeah, 100%. Like I can show you our link profiles, and we get very comparable links for a lot less. Yeah. But then again, we go directly to the source. And like that's what's happening when you hire a backlink person. Basically, by you can cut the middleman out, and you can get these links for a lot cheaper. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Okay. So then realistically, like, if I have 10 of these kind of mid-tier 30 plus backlinks or 40 plus, am I going to move the needle? Like, how many over time, I guess, is what he's kind of asking, right? Like,
Yeah, so it's all competition dependent, right? So if you were to compete against a competitor like this, of course, once again, backlinks is one of the components, but there's a ton of other components. One of the biggest ones being how much time people spend on your website when they actually click through to Google, when they click through from Google, how long your content is. All of these factors matter. But if you're asking me how many links you need, you basically pull something like this up, and I can see that there's a high correlation that I would need at least 250 links to be on the first three spots, and then it becomes a little bit more random. So it looks like I would need at least 100 to be in the top 10.
wow. And
Yeah,
then I guess the matter of conversion is the quality of the site and opt-ins and tracking and retargeting and all these other factors. But it's like you're driving the traffic. So it's like,
exactly.
what's
So
if you have a product that's got like lifetime value of 100 grand versus 20 grand, 20
yeah,
bucks, it's
exactly. So
got
if
it.
you were to rank number one for this, so let's just run through this scenario. So if you were to rank number one for this, you would be driving approximately, you would be ranking for about 2,000 keywords. So so on average, every single page that is quality ranks for at least 200 different keywords. So for this specific term, it's ranking number one, but it might also be ranking number one or through to 100 for 2,000 other terms. So those terms are also driving your traffic. So in total, this page is getting around 42,000 around 42,000 hits per month. And
Wow.
if they were to advertise on Google for this traffic, so for example, they're ranking number one for this keyword, and it might be driving them, around 5K in terms of volume. So if you were to pay Google for 5,000 clicks with email verify as the keyword, it would add up to around $44,000. So this page is getting this company around $44,000 of free traffic. Yeah.
So it's like a little over $1 a click on average there. That's how they're coming up with it. But that's okay. And then, so if we go the other way, it's like you have 3,300 backlinks. That would be like 330 grand potentially to get there. If you're paying everybody $100, but you're not, that's probably not what's happening, right?
Yeah. So the thing is, I said that as like, because that's the only way I can really do it. Like, not every backlink is created the same. So it's
Right.
like some websites are a lot more trustworthy. Some websites are a lot more relevant. Some websites, Google values a lot more. And if you get backlinks from them, they might be 100 times more valuable than you getting backlinks from some random sort of website. So if I was to click through over here, of course, this is going to be linking to some, there's going to be some good websites. But then again, if I was to go to page number 16, you don't need backlinks from these websites. Like, these are just random websites that have been created. They're probably like directories of URLs. They have no value. The DR is 0. They're not driving any traffic. They're not ranked for anything. So like,
you're not going to buy those. You're going to buy the ones at the other end of the spectrum.
Exactly. So you don't need 759. You actually, probably, there's around maybe 100 good backlinks, and if you were to get those 100 good backlinks, you're in the competition. Yeah.
Cool. Just to answer this is currently being broadcast on Founders Pack on Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn, just so you know.
Awesome.
And then, can you take a business website as an example and go through how you would do the SEO for it? I think we kind of did that with Send Now, but
yeah. So what I can really do is I can sort of walk you through just how I would go about the first step, which is the audit, and it will basically, that will help you lay the foundation for everything else that follows. Does that work?
Yep, go for it.
Okay, awesome. One second. I'm just gonna take it. I'm not sponsored by Prime. Just putting that out there. But
yes.
No, I'm definitely not. But it tastes really good. I'm pretty sure it's terrible for you because it's so sweet, but it's just addictive, I guess.
That's interesting. They
Yeah,
claim it's less, but I think, I don't know.
No way. There's something fishy going on here. But yeah, in any case, so this is the audit. So this is a very simple audit that I'll just quickly walk you through. So once again, you're looking at a couple of different things when you're looking at when you're looking to do an audit. So the first thing you're really looking to do is establish where you fall into the marketplace, because SEO is very competition dependent. So I just took these as an example. So there's a couple of things you really want to know. You want to know how competitive your website is, or how authoritative your website is in comparison to your competitors, and how large their website is. I find that those two are really good predictors of who you are and who you are not competing against. Because if all of your websites have a 91 DA or DR, domain rating, and they have 250,000 pages indexed, and you have a domain rating of 5, and you have 5 pages indexed, entrepreneur is not really your competition anymore. So you need to really find people who are competitive with you, because they're going to give you a lot like better idea. It will also give you an idea as to where you kind of fit into this marketplace. And yeah, it will just basically tell you how hard you need to work in order to capture the how hard you would need to work, or how much potential there is to kind of work through to catch up to some of your competitors. So that's number one. So you can put yourself over here. You're the first company. Put down your domain rating, and I'll give you a couple of tools where you can extract this information, and then find out how many pages are being indexed. If you don't know how to understand how pages getting indexed, you can just put something like this: site colon. Yeah, let's just go with this one. So this is another one of the companies I'm working with. You just have to put this command. So site colon your website. and this will basically tell you how many pages are currently getting indexed on Google. So that's how you find out that number there. So basically, you're putting all of the numbers that you need in here, and this will tell you how big your website is comparison to your competitors. And basically, you can find these numbers through a couple of different tools. So these are a couple of them. There's like hundreds, but these are a couple of them. So Moz, SEMrush, Ahrefs, Majestic. So I know Moz offers a free trial. I know SEMrush offers a free trial. Ahrefs and probably Majestic also. I don't think Ahrefs does. So you can basically just get these things on free trial for 7 days, quickly do your audit, and then you don't really need them anymore because you'll have extracted the backlinks, you'll extract the keywords, so you don't really need to use it. They're more for just like agencies or like big companies who have a lot of this need. But yeah, you can just get a free trial, quickly extract your information, and then cancel the trial. So yeah, that's how you go about that. So you can gather that information that way. Then you get into keyword research. So once again, when you go into these keyword tools, they're going to tell you a couple of different things. They're going to tell you how many keywords the competitors are ranking for, as well as their estimated traffic. So once again, like if I was to just,
This is very systematic, right? Like that's kind of you're constantly scoring yourself against other people, and then you're trying to. That's what ranking is really, right? Like you're looking at this like a leaderboard.
exactly.
Um, so just a question that popped in my mind before I forget. So let's say I'm a SaaS company. Obviously, if I just have like a WordPress, or is Webflow as good as WordPress? Is there a platform that matters there? And then the other part to this is, what about if I'm an e-commerce company? I'm on something like Shopify.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think that race has already been raced. Like every single CMS you're gonna find in the marketplace understands SEO, understands what Google is looking for. So you really, really like it would be pretty hard. It's more likely you'll get it right than you'll get it wrong, like by a vast majority. Majority of these CMSs are all fast, they're all responsive. And the biggest thing is Google's looking at a lot of this less and less. Of course, things have to be reactive. Is that how you say reactive? Where it kind of changes.
Like
Anyway,
you got to change with trends, or
pardon?
what do you mean dynamic, or what do you mean
Dynamic, yeah, exactly.
dynamic?
Yeah. So yeah, it has to be some of these basic things, but really like all major CMSs do it at this point. So you're like it boils down to content and backlinks. That's basically the name of the game in SEO right now.
Are you including like e-commerce in that, or would if I have like a Shopify store, do I also need like a blog or a website?
So I'm pretty sure with Shopify you can integrate a blog. If you can integrate a blog, then yeah, yeah. There's certain platforms you don't have blogging capabilities. Once again, this is rare, but when you do run into this, they'll obviously have some system for you to integrate a blog with a different CMS. In which case, you should.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, coming back to over here. So I'm just looking at Hunter.io at this moment. So, this is where I'm getting the keyword data, and this is where I'm getting, the traffic data from. Once again, very similar views with all of the other tools that I've already mentioned over here. So you would extract this data to, once again, measure yourself as to where you are versus your competitors. And it will give you a good idea as to, how much work needs to get done in order for you to catch up to some of your competitors when it comes to their estimated traffic or their number of ranking keywords. There's a couple of free tools out there to do this. So there's Uber Suggest, there's Keywords Everywhere, there's Google Keyword Planner, which is not great, but these two are pretty decent. So these are both free. They limit how much keywords you can check out, but really like what I would do once again, if in your situation, is just get a free trial to any of these, and then basically just extract all their keywords. So basically just come over here and you can just export all their keywords, and now you don't need to now you have them already. Now you don't need to keep paying for this plan. And then you probably want to select what country it is. That's really important. Just make sure you're in the right. So if you're operating out of Canada and that's the only place your company does business, then you would obviously want to put in Canada so that you can extract those keywords. But yeah, so I would go ahead and I would probably export all of this. And essentially what happens is once you've exported it, so here is basically all the different keywords. This is what you're going to get. This looks quite messy. So I'll just quickly walk you through it. So keyword is the keyword itself. Position is what position that keyword is ranking within the country that you extracted it from. So for me, it was US. So in United States, Inc. magazine is ranking number 2 for interview questions. This is the search volume. So this is how many times this keyword gets searched per month. This is how difficult it is to rank for. So this is on a difficulty from 0 to 100, 0 being not competitive at all. And then keyword difficulty of 100, meaning it's very competitive. That means your domain rating has to be really high, as well as the page rating has to be really high. So that basically means you need a ton of backlinks, or you have to produce something that when people come on your website, they stay on your website for like 5-10 minutes. Those are really the two ways you're going to be able to rank for very difficult keywords amongst very difficult competitors. This is how much you would pay per click. This is the exact URL that is ranking right here. This is how much traffic or estimated traffic this page is getting from this keyword by ranking this keyword number 2. So this is every single month they're getting around almost 32,000 hits from it. This is how much it would cost if they were to try to get this traffic off of Google Ads. And this stuff you can just ignore. This is pretty important because it tells you what the intent is. Like, this is more of a commercial intent. This is more informational intent. These two you can just sort of ignore. But yeah, that's what the list sort of looks like. So when you do extract this list, what you can do is you can come back over here and you can create something called a master document, which is basically you basically take all of the keywords that are within these 3 lists. So you take all the keywords from within this 3 lists, and you basically put it into a master document. And then essentially what you're doing is now you know all of the. Now you can basically be like, okay, give me the ones with the most traffic. So these are the keywords that are driving all the competitors the most traffic. So it just makes it a lot easier. You can look at some other things like what are the most search volume. Obviously you're going to get like weird terms when you're looking at such big companies, but when you do it on yourself, you're going to find a lot of good terms. One way to make this even more specific is you can start putting in different filters. So you can be like, the position has to be less than 10, because that means it's going to be really relevant, because they're already in positions 1, 2, and 3. So now you can basically start gathering information that way. You can be like, okay, if your website is brand new and your domain and you're a brand new website and you can't compete for keyword difficulty that's like 100, what you can do is you can be like, okay, give me all of them that are, once again, less than or equal to 20, which is okay, on a scale from, sorry, go ahead.
So you're saying just go to less competitive sites and compete for their keywords?
No, every website will have competitive keywords and not competitive keywords. By this exercise, you're basically just finding the non-competitive ones.
Right. Yeah. I meant authority. So
yeah,
domains with less authority, it's easier to compete if you don't have a high authority number.
Exactly. So basically, this is akin to your domain rating. So it's like I wouldn't say, but it's a good rule of thumb. So if your domain rating, so if your domain rating, so if we go back to overview, if your domain rating is only 20, then you should probably only try to go after keywords that are within 20, 30, maximum 40, because those are the ones you can actually rank for.
We're approaching the top of the hour, so I don't know. There was this one question from Solomon. He said, what are the latest trends or updates in SEO? So is there anything that has happened recently that we should be aware of?
Yeah, so there was the helpful content update, which is basically what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Google's getting smarter. Google's better able to assess who are the authority figures within the space. Google is better able to assess other user signals, such as how long people stay on your website after they click through, their scroll rate, stuff like that. So really, the new trend right now is getting experts to contribute to your content. So basically writing from like a first person. So like if you're talking about how to set up your desk, how to set up your IKEA desk, like you're in the furniture space, basically writing it from like a first person. So like this is how I would do it. And then maybe even getting some expertise involved, getting quotes from other people, involving experts who are experts within the online space, who have a large following, and then basically just writing amazing content that's going to keep people on your website longer than your competitors. It's no different now than it was before. It's just now it's a lot more rewarded for your content to be perceived from an expert point of view.
That's really interesting. It's like we're doubling down on influence, and it's crazy that it can figure that out, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, super. So what's a good way for people to get in touch with you? And I guess what sort of people do you want to connect with?
Yeah, for sure. So I work with a lot of tech founders, SaaS startups. So I'm very familiar with taking companies from 0 to 1. I've assisted a lot of companies in laying the foundations for SEO. I have an entire team, so I have 2 backlink builders. I have 3 writers on my staff. I have 2 SEO specialists, as well as a project manager on my team. So we're basically a turnkey SEO solution. So when you do want to basically take your SEO to the next level, that's probably a good time to set up a chat. And that's basically why my company is called the SEO button. It's basically like it's like the simple button or the easy button. You basically press it, and we can do everything. And we're very organized. That's another big thing. So you're basically if you don't want to handle it yourself and SEO is something you want to improve in the next year, we would be happy to assist. You can find me at the SEObutton.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Ali Abbas.
Cool. That's amazing. I'm sure we'll come up with some sort of an offer or a way for people to get in touch with you through Founders Pack members. So we can talk about that offline. And otherwise, this has been crazy masterclass on something that I've never been an expert on, but I learned so much from you before, and now it never ceases to amaze me. So I'm glad you jumped on. We'll make sure to promote this out to our membership, and if anyone has questions, you can reach out to us at Founders Pack. I'm going to drop a personal mention, which is the kind of the field manual for Founders Pack dropped yesterday. So if you haven't got a copy yet of Form Your Own Pack, it's on Amazon, and it's really important for ranking in Amazon to get purchases reviews.
Yeah.
We were ranking yesterday. I think I sent this to you for the number one trending book in starting a business, just ahead of the how to start a pole dancing business. I was worried that if I told people that they would run out and get that book and bump my ratings. I would into that. And listen, if you really want that book, buy Form Your Own Pack, and I will send you my personal guide of how to start a pole dancing business.
Perfect.
Awesome. And Titus, thank you very much. Yeah, it was awesome. This is terrific. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate anyone that's tuned in either live or on the replay. This is evergreen, so people can check it out on YouTube, the Founders Pack on Twitter, and then our Founders Pack LinkedIn page. This is an event that's up there, and we'll make sure that we promote it out so maximum number of people can see it. Ali, thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one. Bye.